Well, thanks so much for joining us. This is Jennifer Jordan. She's the recycling coordinator for the City of Iowa City. That's an interesting position. What does that entail?
Well, this time of year, it involves a lot of looking at the curbs and thinking, what can we do about this? Throughout the rest of the year, it's a little bit of everything, working with curbside recycling, our composting program with Iowa City Community Compost, the furniture project, a little bit of everything, really.
There's a lot of opportunities to divert items from the landfills, but this one is so perfect because it really is happening right at the moment where you'll be driving along and you can almost rate them. Oh, that one's that's a 10 on the junk pile scale. I mean, there's some serious piles out there.
Yeah, overwhelming, definitely, and that's kind of how this all came about, I guess. Just the city staff talking several years ago when I was interning at JCCOG actually, and just joking about all the stuff that was on the curb and what we could do about it, and started joking about a giant garage sale, and that's basically what came about.
Wow. Well, I'm glad those jokes turned into into reality. Yeah, it's aggravating to see these items maybe that I don't need, but I know someone else could need sitting on the curb. So what are some of your criteria for what's acceptable as a donation?
For a while, my criteria was if I would use it or not in my home, and as my home has gotten fuller because of that criteria, my standards have raised a little bit, but I know there's a lot of people out there in the community who can definitely use a lot of these items yet. Basically, if the items are in usable condition, if they're relatively clean, if they're whole is really the basic. But we get all kinds of stuff in, and a lot of it's in different conditions, and we price that according to that. So last year, one of the best items we got came in on the first day. It was essentially a brand new chaise lounge, and we had $40 on it. So that was one of the best items, I think, in 2008. In 2007, the quality of the furniture probably wasn't quite as good, so I think we'll continue to see it increasing as people pull things off the curb sooner and store it for a while beforehand, so it doesn't get ruined, so it doesn't get picked through, and people aren't going through the couches for change beforehand.
It's really a great event.
Yeah, and that's the same way we look at the furniture project, and which takes donations of furniture throughout the year. It's environmental because it's keeping things out of the landfill, and it's also the human services side. It benefits the human services side because it's getting things to people that need it.
So what were some of the most interesting items that you saw this year?
This year, one of the coolest clothes pieces was a balloon-sleeved 1950s bright yellow knee-length dress that several young women held up and giggled and admired and put back on the shelf and walked away. So,
watch, it'll be on the cover of Vogue next year, and
exactly.
they'll be like,
and it probably has been in the past.
Yeah, and so and that was my other question for you: is the items that are left over at the end. I understand that some of the nonprofits will get picks on the stuff that's left over, and then you've really limited the amount that actually ends up at the landfill.
Yeah, we do our best not to take anything to the landfill. There are exceptions, of course. We actually didn't have any couches left in 2008, but we had a couple in 2007 that were just done with. 2008, we had a couple of mattresses that went to the landfill, some desks that were in quite ill repair that we thought somebody might be able to use when we took them in, but that wasn't the case. So we do our best to get things to the agencies. They're at the end of the day, when the final sale is over, they're welcome to come pick through what they want. And it was pretty much the same thing as we started packing things up to take to Goodwill. Anyone walking through, we just kind of said, if you want anything, there's a donation jar over there, take what you like. So the point is really, by that point, we don't want to take it anywhere because we're tired from working all week, and we don't want it to go to the landfill. So.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for joining us and letting us know all the details about the Rummage in the Ramp.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And as we run our closing credits today on the Community Voice, we're going to show you the most up-to-date dates and times for this year's Rummage in the Ramp, as well as the website and all the information you'll need in order to participate.
Community voice.
Are you Brazilian? Put up the bow. Are you Brazilian? Are you Brazilian?